Hi, mystery writers. Welcome to Write a Killer Mystery. Today, I'm going to talk about what to do when you hit a writer's reality gap and talk a little bit about what it is and some tips to help you get back in the flow. First, I want to thank my supporters on Patreon who help keep this going and support my mystery writing. All right, so what the heck is writer's reality gap? Somewhere in the novel writing process, you can hit a wall. I call it the reality gap. It's not writer's block, it's something else. You lose all perspective on your story. 1 minute it's brilliant, and the next minute it's total drivel. It's the worst thing you've ever read. And and you can't get any perspective on your story or how it feels. This big gap in perspective usually happens somewhere when you're well into your story, maybe around the midpoint or even further on and 3/4 of the way through your story, and it you don't know how to feel about it. You don't know whether it's good or bad. And it's very frustrating because you kind of lose your focus on your writing. It's like disassociating from your story. If you could truly do that, you would have some kind of way of judging it. But it's like there's this huge gap between what's really there on the page and how you perceive it. It feels like you're way high up on a cliff looking down and you've lost sight of your vision and you're unable to evaluate your writing. So let's look at some ways you can get over that gap. Okay, the first one is revisit why you are writing. You're writing a mystery, you're creating a puzzle for your readers, and mystery readers are not scrutinizing your every sentence for the most used or intricate syntax. You're not aiming for a great literary masterpiece. You're writing to entertain your readers, so you want to focus on that. And then another one, and I fall into this a lot because I read a lot, and that is stop comparing. Your favorite mystery author may have a skill that isn't yours. They may pull out all the feels. Oh my gosh, it's just like your heart goes when you read their story. Or they create an antagonist that's truly terrifying, and neither of those things are particularly your skill. And so you're comparing your writing, your story, to writers who have that particular skill. And so if that's not your skill, stop comparing. Your readers will love your mystery for your skills. I'm going to say that again. Your readers will love your mystery for your skills. All right. So if you're really stuck and you don't have any perspective on your story, one of the best ways to get more real about the story and get connected with that story again is to go back into the story. So read the story as a reader. Start from the beginning. Two things are going to happen when you do this, when you read your story. You'll find you enjoy the story. And that means it isn't drivel, okay? Little reassurance there. And on the other hand, as you read, you may find places you want to edit. So do these edits. Get back in there. They get you back into the reality mode with your story. Well, you found something you want to fix, you go fix it. And you can cross over that reality gap because now you're back to the reality of finding a place where you want to fix your story. And of course, there's keep writing. So if you face that reality gap, one of the best ways to get across it and to gain some better perspective is to keep writing. All right. You know how you write on those days when you just kind of don't feel like writing, but you sit down and you write anyway? Well, the reality gap is just a bigger instance of that same feeling. Keep going with your story. There's a long road ahead for evaluation where you're going to get some reality about your story. There's your self-edit. There's your editor's feedback. There's advanced reader feedback. All of these things are going to give you some quite acute perspective on your story. But for now, you want to keep writing. So no one, not even you, can evaluate your story until it's finished. So the next step is to keep writing and finish that story. And also, you're a writer, and writing is a creative process. So you want to acknowledge that process. Know that every writer experiences the reality gap. They may call it something else, but it happens. You lose perspective on the story's efficacy. So just know that this happens. It's part of the creative journey. Don't ask why, don't ask what. Just continue on with your writing. Working on your story is the best way to get over that gap. So congratulate yourself because you're part of the writing world, and the writer's reality gap is real. It happens. It happens to most writers, but don't let that stop you writing. It's part of the process. Dive in with the tips I've mentioned today to get over that gap and continue your writing. Okay, that's it for today. And if you're ready to start your mystery writing journey and you're still considering it, check out Write a Killer Mystery. It's an online course just for you. It takes you through all the phases of writing a mystery, from beginning to planning it out to character development and writing scenes, writing chapters, structuring your story, everything it takes to write a great mystery. And plus, if you join the course, there's a private Facebook group where you can share your triumphs and your frustrations. And also, I have a monthly live question and answer session so you can ask questions and get them answered. Anyway, Write a Killer Mystery. Link is in the description below. All right, if you like these tips about getting over the writer's reality gap, please subscribe and click that little notification bell, and I will see you next time.